Hey everyone, I'm Krexu, and welcome back to another video on this channel. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Launchers is a mod that adds special blocks that let you launch players and other mobs into the air. We get 3 different launchers to choose from, and each one can be used, for example, to build fast elevators that work in both directions, since you don't take any damage landing on these new blocks. You can also use them to build a launch pad for flying with an elytra. On top of that, they're directional and can work horizontally too, so you can create some really interesting and different ways to get around. In my opinion, it's a small mod, but it adds something the game's genuinely been missing. Grim Kingdom's Vanilla Edition is a mod that adds close to 100 hand-built structures with a fantasy medieval vibe. Here, you'll find forts, citadels, and huge castles scattered around different spots in your world. Every single structure was built using nothing but vanilla blocks, so everything looks really clean and fits perfectly with the vanilla style. What's important is that the mod plays nice with terrain generation mods like Terralith, Biomes O'Plenty, Nature's Spirit, or Regions Unexplored. Honestly, a really simple, solid mod that'd be a perfect fit for a medieval mod pack. Saints Dragons adds brand new dragons along with mini-bosses, new weapons, and gear sets with special abilities. First off, you can tame wild dragons using special meat, and once tamed, you're able to fly on them, giving you a whole new super fast way to get around. Our dragons also come with basic abilities like a magma breath attack or a regular attack. By killing mini-bosses, which you can find, for example, in special mini-arenas, you can drop special scales or dragon teeth, which you can then use to craft brand new, really powerful gear, all through the Draconic Crucible. There are 3 new armor sets available, and each one comes with its own special abilities. The Blood Tempest armor lets you quickly dash in any direction, while the Dragonlord armor gives you a double jump with a powerful slam, or even lets you soar and fly on your own wings, which is basically a perfect replacement for an elytra. The mod also adds brand new weapons, also with special abilities like a quick dash or summoning magma pillars from the ground. There's a lot more new stuff in the mod, but I don't want to spoil everything. In my opinion, this is a really well-made mod. Reinnovation is a mod that adds new redstone blocks made from materials you already know from the base game, letting you build even more automation. One of them is the Drip Leaf Launcher, which launches items or mobs in a chosen direction when they step or land on it. Besides that, we get the Harvester, which once hooked up to redstone, automatically harvests fully grown crops and immediately replants them. What's cool is the mod also adds an item drain, which works kind of like a hopper, except instead of storing items, it dumps them straight into the world. And if that wasn't enough, we also get a Skulk transmitter and a Skulk receiver. The first one lets you send a Skulk signal wirelessly to nearby receivers, and the second one, once it picks up that signal, sends out a redstone signal. In my opinion, this is a genuinely cool set of new blocks, especially if you want to expand your automation and use redstone for some more unusual mechanisms. Whaleborne is a unique mod that adds a new mob called the Hullback, which lives in the oceans. It's friendly, but it's often covered in different kinds of grime, which you can clean off with an axe and shears. Once you clean it up, the creature will warm up to you and you'll be able to tame it. After that, you can put a saddle on it, and you can even build a ship on top of it made out of 64 planks. To actually steer it, you'll need to mount a special helm. You can also add things like sails or a working anchor that you can hook onto the ship. And if that's not enough, you can also mount a cannon, which needs gunpowder to fire. In my opinion, this is a brilliant mod, and above all, it's genuinely unique. Perfect for traveling across massive oceans. We've been growing like crazy lately, so hit that subscribe button and join the crew. Moog's Mineshafts Reimagined is a mod that completely reworks abandoned mineshafts, adding much bigger and more elaborate versions of them, without removing the ones we know from the base game. All the new mineshafts are built entirely out of vanilla blocks and are made up of interconnected tunnels and rooms, where you'll find things like cool loot, tons of monsters, or even villagers. And on top of that, we also get mineshafts in snowy biomes, as well as a special mineshaft version for the Nether. In my opinion, this is a genuinely solid mod that adds more sense and definitely spices up mineshaft structures. Placer is a mod that adds one new but really useful block called the Placer, which lets you automatically place blocks. It works in a simple way. All you have to do is put your chosen block in front of it, and the Placer will keep placing it in front of itself. Thanks to this, you can use it, for example, to build automatic tree farms where it plants saplings on its own. What's important is that if there's already a block placed in front of the Placer, it'll try to place the next block one space further out. In my opinion, this is a cool option if you want to build simple automatic farms using redstone. More Totems of Undying is a mod that adds 7 new totems to the game. They all work similarly to the regular totem of Undying, but besides saving us from death, each one also comes with its own extra effect. One of them is the Exploding Totem, which triggers an explosion around our character when it activates. The Skeletal Totem, on the other hand, gives us the Sniper effect, which doubles the damage dealt by arrows. If we use the Teleporting Totem, we'll get teleported back to our spawn point. The Ghastly Totem gives us levitation, slow falling, and fire resistance. And if that's not enough, the Stinging Totem summons 5 bees that will defend us against enemies, while the Rotting Totem summons 3 allied zombies to defend us after death, and on top of that gives us the Necrosis effect. That lets us heal from damage and poison potions, but at the same time makes healing and regeneration potions drain our health instead. In my opinion, a genuinely cool spin on the regular totem, since each one can come in handy in a totally different situation. Colorful Redstone Lamps is the mod every builder dreams about, since it adds colored redstone lamps in all 16 colors available in the base game. Thanks to this, we can really spice up the lighting in our builds. What's interesting is the mod also adds inverted versions of the lamps, which work the opposite way from normal ones. From now on, they'll light up when they're not receiving a redstone signal and turn off once they do. Crafting the lamps is really simple and only needs a dye. In my opinion, a must-have as an extra mod for your whole playthrough. Yet another Gravestone is one of the better Gravestone mods for Minecraft. When we die, our items get stored in a gravestone that spawns where we died. There are a few different gravestone appearances, and I'm bringing that up because we can actually collect them along with our items and use them to decorate our bases. Each biome gives us a different death gravestone. What's interesting is that the gravestone's look automatically matches the biome we died in. On top of that, the gravestones come in one of 4 tiers, depending on how many valuable items we had on us. And if that's not enough, a special ghost can also spawn at the spot where we died. It's a new mob that we can tame, and once tamed, it'll become our companion and protect us from danger. Oh no! Totally by accident, and definitely not on purpose, I threw my pickaxe into the lava. Well, that actually didn't happen, because the Locked In Slots mod lets you lock specific slots in your inventory. All you have to do is hover your cursor over the slot you want and hold down the keybind you set for locking a slot. From now on, items sitting in a locked slot can't be accidentally moved, swapped, or dropped. And of course, you can configure the mod to fit your own preferences. Scannable Reforged is a really useful and interesting mod that adds a special scanner, letting you detect different things around you. All you have to do is charge up the scanner and load it with special modules. You can slot in up to 3 active modules at once. So, for example, if we load in a module for detecting better ores, liquids, and spawners, all we have to do is hold down right-click to scan the area around us. All the objects we selected nearby will show up through walls. And on top of that, we can even set specific targets within some of the modules. In my opinion, this is a genuinely cool way to make hunting for certain ores or objects a lot easier. Redstone Scrambler is a mod that adds a special item that lets you remotely and randomly mess with redstone signals. Once you throw it, it sticks to wherever it lands and then randomly forces nearby blocks to either send out or ignore a redstone signal. You can use it for things like remotely opening redstone doors, creating a temporary signal, or even as a really fast redstone clock. What's interesting is you can also use it to create random light shows with redstone lamps, or to remotely set off TNT. You can craft the item using an ender pearl, amethyst shard, echo shard, and redstone dust. In my opinion, this is a genuinely interesting mod, especially if you want to mess around and experiment with redstone a bit. Reach Behind is a small but incredibly handy quality of life mod that lets you interact with blocks hidden behind decorations like item frames, signs, or banners. From now on, you can, for example, open a chest or use a crafting table without having to aim precisely at the spot next to an item frame. On top of that, the mod lets you customize the list of decorations you can click through, and it also has support for some other mods like fast item frames. In my opinion, one of the better quality of life mods out there. The last mod was suggested by viewer SimonConrad4402. Thanks for the suggestion. Fireball Predictor is a cool, simple mod that adds a visualization of the flight trajectory for ghast and wither fireballs, letting you predict exactly where they're gonna land and explode. Thanks to this, we can way more easily predict exactly where a projectile is gonna hit and react ahead of time. What's interesting is the mod also works on multiplayer servers and is client-side only, but before you use it, make sure it's not against the server rules so you don't end up getting banned. And of course, you can configure the mod and tweak it to your own preferences, which is a nice bonus. I'm really glad you made it this far into the video. Don't forget to smash that like button and leave a nice comment below. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.